Hello everyone, I'm Kinjal Doshi, Assistant Professor from Thakur Institute of Management Studies, Career Development and Research. I'm from MCA department and this is my week 4 video which is based on sustainable and energy efficient web design trends. This is my week 1 video. In week 1 I have explained what is green computing and what are the need of green computing. My number of likes are 5 and number of views are 20. And my week 2 video is based on sustainable web design, which includes fundamental principles of sustainable web design. In that, my number of likes are 6 and number of views are 13. So now with this video, I will going to explain the concept of web carbon footprint, even the concept of sustainable web development and how to create energy efficient website. So now let us understand what is web's carbon footprint. Website energy uses in terms of the amount of data downloaded. This in turn gives us framework for guessing the relationship between page size and carbon footprint. With 183 million page views per day, approximately 10% of those from mobile has the potential to be responsible for a staggering 2600 tons of CO2 daily. So now the point is how to reduce CO2 by tackling the page bloat. At 1.4 MB, today's average page is 15 times larger than it was 10 years ago, primarily due to images and script we are using. Plain old HTML takes just 54 KB on an average. This average page also makes more than 100 HTTP requests, whether they fetch a big content or a small one. This add up to more delay and more power wastage. The average site is slow down. So the first step is to start trimming our web design. Then let us understand the concept of sustainable web design. Sustainability in internet means that a website or application should be useful and effective for a long time without degrading itself or harming the environment. Sustainable web design meets the current need of its users without compromising the ability of those needs to be met in the future. In other words, if designed product can operate over a long period of time without degrading itself or, or the environment, it is sustainable. To accomplish this goal, sustainable product emphasizes features like efficiency, durability, reusability, and modular construction. Creating energy efficient websites. The average size of a web page today is 1711.4 KB. With more data being transferred, our carbon footprint has naturally increased with it. As designer, developer, and creator of site on the web, we have an opportunity to reduce this impact. There are several key areas where we can make small yet significant changes. Right now, at least 332 million tons of CO2, that is 40% of Internet's total footprint, falls at least partially under the responsibility of people who make the web. So now there are some steps that we have to follow while designing a sustainable website. The first one is optimize images to reduce file size. High resolution images looks good and fantastic on website, but they are also one of the biggest burden on load time and energy consumption. So remove large header background images. The second one is setup caching. Caching involves downloading shared page elements such as JavaScript, CSS, and images and storing them closer to the user. When the user revisits the page, they can retrieve this data from the cache location rather than querying the web server again. This improves the performance of a website and minimize the transfer of. The third one is delete what you don't need. Periodically carry out a spring clean of your website and delete anything you are not using. This includes unwanted themes and plugins, old post revisions, unused media, categories and tags, spam comments, broken links, etc. The more streamlined your site, the less energy it uses. The fourth one is improve site navigation to make it easy to find information. A large, unwidely site with an unclear navigation structure will confuse and annoy your users, but that is not the only downside. It also increases the amount of time people spend clicking around the site trying to find the information they require. Spend some time thinking about audience personas and their needs and set a clear logical navigation structure so visitors can zip straight to the bits they want. The fifth one is choose a green web host. Servers, data centers, and cooling systems all chewing up electricity. So find a company that employs renewable energy goes a long way to minimize the environmental impact of your website. According to a report from a Fox at Smart 2020's Global E-Sustainability Initiative, if information and communication technology community did likewise, we could collectively keep as much as 8 billion tons of CO2 from going into the atmosphere by 2020. When developing a new website, it is important to think about what impact your site will have on the environment so your website's carbon footprint can be lowered. Thank you so much.